Welcome back. 2 weeks later, valve shims have arrived. So today, we'll be shimming a motor. Hopefully the shims are the right size and we can get this baby back in its frame. So yeah, we'll crack into this little motor here. Get the cams back in, get it all torqued up, check the clearances and make sure she's Mickey Mouse. And yeah, we'll go from there. Let's get into it. Here's all my shim measurements. Confusing as fuck. And I bought a micrometer from Super Cheap because some dude told me I need to measure them with a micrometer instead of using the numbers that are on the shims. The micrometer was bodge and it actually confused me more. It didn't read accurately, so I took it back, got my money back. And what I'm going to do is swap one of the exhaust valve shims, which is a 176, to the middle intake shim. And the rest I'll replace with the new shims that I got. And hopefully everything's in spec. So I'm just going to clean it up in here a little bit. Make sure everything's ready to go and looking as it should be. Bear with me, I've never done this either before. And I have no idea the history of this motor. All I know is Jason used to own it. I don't think he got to ride it too much because he didn't have rego on it. I need some snippers. Alrighty. Go there. I'll just give it a quick little I guess this is a lot easier to do while it's out of the frame, obviously, which is why I was waiting to do all this before I put it back in. Make the job a little bit simpler. And guys, I'm no qualified mechanic or anything. This is all just learn as you go, watch a few YouTube videos, read the manual, that type of thing. So since that's cleaned up, this is a little bit tricky. I'm going to whack this back here for a sec. Need 3 hands for this shit. So I've got a 1.76 going in this middle bucket. Actually, sit him in here, eh? That's it. A bit of oil. So hopefully these run true to the size that they say they are. Don't have any way of measuring them. As I said, I did buy a micrometer, but it was a piece of shit. So I'm gonna trust that they are what they say they are. A bit, see what I'm doing a bit better. Alrighty, so I just fucked around with the timing chain and getting the cams lined up and the crank lined up. I think I've got it. I'm going to torque it down with a brand new little Tang Tools micro torque wrench. 5 to 25 Newton meters. Had to buy this bad boy to do this job. And everything's looking pretty good. So we'll get it all torqued down. go. Cam cap bolts call for 7 Nm. Do a double little click on that. Never used this torque wrench, so. And I'm really hoping the shims that I fitted are the correct ones, because I don't feel like taking all this off again. That's for damn sure. Okay, now that we've got the valve shims all done, cams torqued up, timing chain sorted, let's throw this bad boy back in the frame and make this bike look like something you could actually ride. We're on our way forward now. Let's do it. Alrighty, engine is in. Look at that, baby! Woo! Now we're moving towards some progress. As with anything that you paint, before you assemble it, okay, right there, a few other spots, she got a little damaged, which is saddening. Disappointing. Anyway, what do you expect? It's a dirt bike. I made it nice for the assembly, but once we hit some tracks, I'm sure she's going to get scuffed up. Needless to say, I'll come back and torque everything up properly, Loctite it, do all that sort of shit. But for now, it's looking a bit more like a WR400 should. Alrighty, we're getting pretty pumped up to do this rear shocker. Shout out to Austrian Death Machine, by the way. Alright, never done this before, just watched a couple videos, and I'm going to give it a crack. Hopefully we go all smooth, and she goes on well. Let's do it. Currently this is where we're at with the rear shock. So it's sort of half disassembled. Just pop this little snap ring. This cheeky fucking thing out of there to get this bladder out. Next I'll be removing this cap, popping the snap ring out of there. Now that I know how to do it, it should be a lot easier, so we'll get into that. That's pretty easy. Where I need a special tool. I might make one. And that's my little compressing pipe tool that I made. Pretty simple. Alright, this is my theory. Hey, it worked. I'll let that drain out for a bit before I attack it. Alrighty, shock body out. That's hard. I've nicked it in there in a few spots, so I'll try and clean that up. Hopefully she does not leak. Once reassembled, pull this off. The mushroom, the top of the thread, so it's going to be a bitch. see how we go. I don't like that. That's bodge, lad. I might have to get the grinder out. Give him a little grind off. We got the top nut off. I don't know if you can see that too well. She's pretty cooked up here. I'm just going to give it a little file off before I pull this shim stack off. If you have a rebuild one of these, don't mushroom the thread. That's just fucking gay. Use some Loctite, lad. Probably as good as it's going to get for now. And there you have it. One rebuilt rear shock absorber. I think she's all good. Looks a lot nicer than she did before. Golden red. Even got a bumper in there. Didn't have one of them before, so that's a plus at least. New oil, new bladder. The only thing I didn't replace was the piston seal, because that looks like a cunt to do, so hopefully that wasn't a mistake, not changing it. As I said, I've never done this before. Hopefully there's no leaks. All I gotta do now is get this bad boy filled up. This bad boy with 142 psi of nitrogen, I believe. I don't even know where to go do that in this fucking small town. The problem where I live is all the little specialty things you want are so hard to find, and yeah. But I'm sure someone's got nitrogen, so if they do, I'll find them and we'll get them pumped, and hopefully it doesn't cost me more than a fucking beer would, because, mate, how much is nitrogen? Shit's in the air, so it should be in the bottle, straight in, right? Anyway, rear shock's built, rear tyres on, painted the forks. That's about all I had on today's menu. Still waiting on a few parts, so continue on anyway. Alright, let's throw a new sprocket on. Got brand new bolts, heavy duty ones. And we've got a 53 tooth alloy. It's the biggest one I could find because I want to make this bike as aggressive as I can. I kept the front sprocket at a 14 tooth. I could have gone lower, but I reckon that's a good compromise. I got it because it's blue. And it was a cheap one. So, throw this on. Beautiful. Still waiting on the rear wheel bearings to come. I've ordered some new ones, some RHK ones. And shouldn't take too long, so we'll get into it, eh? First I've got to clean these off. Let's do that. Shout out to Rustoration, by the way. Come my lady. Bringing back a classic from Crazy Town. What a mad track. Australian hip hop. Got to be my favorite hip hop artist. Especially Esso, man. He makes some mad solo tunes. Shout out if you're into Bliss and Esso. My lady, on my pretty baby, I make your legs shake and make me go crazy. Wait, got my helper in the garage again. Hey, Good boy. Oi. Just the best boy. Only dogs could ride motorbikes. Like most dogs, he just likes to chase them. Wah! Pretty flashy. And that's that. She's talked, she's on. You give me a shake. Alright everybody, that's the end of episode 2 of Rustoration in Pieces. Fixing up my mate Jason's WR400, reviving it, giving it a fresh lease on life. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And leave us a comment. I love reading the comments. Catch us in the next one. Peace! Sit, hungry boy. Good. Relax.